Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to another episode of Savage Wilkie
and Ellis
Productions. Today, we're doing a little bit of circle work. No, not that kind of circle work, Mr. Savage.
Yep.
No. We're going to have a look at the features of a circle first. Now be prepared, there are some big words here that may impress the chicks. The first one, sir, do you know which part of the circle is the radius?
Oh, that's a big word.
The radius.
The radius.
I do. The radius is the length of measurement from the center of the circle to any point on the edge of the circle.
Fantastic. Shall we draw one in?
Let's do it.
Oh, very impressive. Very impressive. Now, sir, just to go a little bit bigger and a little bit more impressive, what about the diameter?
The diameter.
Diameter.
That was impressive.
The diameter is the length of measurement from one point on the circle to the other side of the circle, crossing through that center point.
Gotcha.
Let me show you.
Please do. Beautiful. So the diameter goes from one side of the circle all the way to the other, and it goes through the centre. That's two pretty impressive words, sir.
Yeah.
I think I've got a third one for you.
What have you got?
Circumference.
Holy dooly. What did you say? That's amazing.
Circumference. I know this one too.
Oh, sir, stop it.
The circumference of the circle is the length of measurement around the outside of the circle.
And they're the features of the circle we want you to know. Okay, so Mr. Savage, if we wanted to actually calculate the circumference, the distance all the way around the outside,
Yep.
and we were given a diameter, for example, 30 centimetres, how would we do that?
Okay, we've got a formula to solve for that.
We sure do.
The circumference of a circle is equal to the diameter multiplied by pi, that very special number.
Pi. We like pi.
We do. So if we write our formula, capital C for circumference, it's equal to pi d.
Fantastic. And pi again, what's the value of that pi?
It's approximately 3.14, but I could go on.
You could. Let's not today. Let's leave it at 3.14.
Okay, let's solve it. So I'm going to write 3.14 as my approximation for pi, multiplied by the 30 centimetre diameter.
Fantastic.
3.14 by 30. Mr. Wilkie?
94.2.
94.2.
Fantastic stuff.
And what do I need to include on my answer here?
We'd have to have some units of centimetres because otherwise it just wouldn't make sense.
Fantastic.
And it's only centimetres because it's just the length around the outside.
That's it. So, circumference equals pi times diameter.
Easy as that. Okay, so Mr. Savage, I've heard, it may be just a rumour, but I've heard there's actually another way to work out circumference.
There is.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. If we're given the radius rather than the diameter, we have a slightly different formula.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's have a look at the question here. We've asked to calculate the circumference of a circle with a radius of 5 metres. Now remember, radius is the length going halfway across the circle to the centre there. The diameter was all the way across.
Sure.
So originally we had pi times diameter.
Yeah.
But now we need to do pi times 2 times the radius.
Ah, right, okay.
So it's written like this. Circumference equals 2 pi r, meaning 2 times pi times the radius.
Sure.
Let's have a go at our example.
Please.
2 times 3.14 times 5 equals 31.4 metres.
Lovely. That's as simple as that. And really, when you think about it, if we were to double the radius, you actually get the diameter, and that's why those two rules both work for circumference.
Exactly.
What a beautiful world we live in. The last thing we need to learn how to do is work out the area of a circle. Mr. Savage, take it away.
Alright, let's have a look at our example here. Calculate the area of a circle with a radius of 10 millimetres. Now once again, we're going to have a different formula for calculating the area of the circle. Now that formula is A for area equals pi radius squared.
Okay, so pi being 3.14 multiplied by the radius, but because it's squared, you've got to times it by the radius again.
Exactly.
I see.
Now, if you came across a question like this with diameter instead of radius, you would have to actually work out what the radius is before taking the step to solving for the area.
And you would, if we had the diameter, we would halve that to get to the radius.
Exactly.
I understand.
Let's have a go at our example. Substituting in 3.14 for pi multiplied by my radius of 10 squared, which is of course 100. I get the answer of 314 millimeters squared.
Why is that little 2 up the top?
Because we're now dealing with an area, not a length, we represent it using millimeters squared, because of course it's area.
Fantastic stuff. So, Mr. Savage, at the end of the day, students are going to get those formulas, so they don't need to actually memorise the formulas, they just need to remember how to use them.
Exactly.
Super stuff.